Welcome, children, and welcome back to the HUD. And I'm Sponge here, back with another topic to talk about, another interesting topic. And I got a cool looking blue on me right now. Like my face looks blue. It looks really cool. Probably because of the lighting. I have my lamp on, and I think it has a cool looking blue to it. And what's really cool is this this candy I have in my mouth. It's like really bright, so it looks pretty cool. But anyways, I want to say that we gamers now have been really spoiled, and we've been complaining a lot. We've been complaining about resolutions, frame rate, quality of the gameplay and controls and all that. Back then when we first started gaming, like on N64, NES, SNES, Sega Genesis, all those games, we didn't complain about any of that stuff. We didn't complain about frame rates, because we were young kids. We didn't know what any of that was. And really, up until this last generation, I never knew what frame rate was. I never even knew 30 frames versus 60 frames. I didn't really know the difference until I actually experienced it. But now it's we complain a lot. We are a bunch of bitches. We are a bunch of bitches. We complain a lot. I mean, man. Back then, we played games that were under 30 frames, and we didn't even care. We just played and played. The games controlled bad, the way the games controlled. I used to play a crap load of Twisted Metal back in the day. If you recently go back and play Twisted Metal now on the PS1, Twisted Metal 1 and 2. Twisted Metal 3 and 4 are kind of playable to this day, but if you go back and play 1 and 2, the games are almost nearly unplayable because the way the cars handle and everything, and you look back at that and you're like, how the hell did I play that game back in the day? Because of it was so bad, but we made it look so easy back then, it's crazy. We gotta rely on patches now, they didn't have any patches back then. We didn't even know what a patch was back in 2003, 93, 83. We didn't even know what that was. Now in 2013, 2014, we have to rely on patches, where we have to hope and pray that a patch comes out and they fix a part of the game that we don't like, multiplayer games. If you play on consoles, we never got updates or map packs. PC, obviously they got that stuff, but if you love Star Wars Battlefront or SOCOM 2, you never got map packs, so you had to deal with those maps until the next one came out, until the next game came out, Now worry about map packs, all that stuff. If you get tired of the game, you're like, man, I am tired of the game. But it seems like back then the games lasted so much longer. If I played a game back then, I would be on that game just as long, twice as long. It's now when you play a game, you're just whoa, I'm already done with it. Not saying that this new generation of gaming is bad. It's great. I'd rather play this generation of games now because of the qualityness of the games and all this stuff than some of the, not all of them, but some of the old games back then, because there are some old games that still do hold up, obviously, but a lot of the old games, there's still some old games that don't hold up. But you guys, you do have those feelings where you're just man, how the hell did I play that game? Because it's really bad, some of them. But you have so many patches, and it's we complain so much, but really we have it good now. We have it good. Every game controls good. There's not really a game that I could say, that I could think of, that has bad controls. It's just like, if a game that has bad, now today's bad controls excuse is if it doesn't have the same layout as Call of Duty. If it's a shooter and it doesn't have the Call of Duty layout, that's the excuse of it having bad controls. That's nothing. If you guys can't, if you have to push R3 to aim, or if you can't push circle to crouch, it has the game has bad controls. But back in the day, it was like circle to shoot. It was L2 to aim. Like they had a weird functioning. But I remember when the 2012 version of Twisted Metal came out on PS3, so many people complained about the controls, and I was just like, and I'm like, a loyal hardcore Twisted Metal player. I'm like, how can you complain about the controls? I think they're perfect. I didn't know anything better, but I couldn't play the game any other way. I knew the game from that view. Like a lot of people never like Killzone because of controls, but really they're not that much different. You just basically got to get used to it. All you guys got to do is just play the game, and you'll get used to the mechanics, get used to controls. Some games you may never prosper, you may never get better at them because the poor mechanics or the poor programming, things like that. But you guys get what I'm saying. Like we play all these games a day. We're amazing. Games are amazing compared to what we had, back then, because we didn't have updates back then. We didn't have games at 60 frames back then. A lot of games were less than 30 frames. Some of them were 30, but the max was 30. The only game that I can think of that ran at above 60 frames, or that was at 60 frames, and the N64 generation was F-Zero. F-Zero-X. That game ran at 60 frames a second, but the game didn't look that great. They sacrificed the graphics, but that's what you got. That's the risk you take. But hey, let me know what you guys think of. Do you guys agree? Do you think that we are spoiled today than in gaming? Because we get so much more now. I'm not saying that we shouldn't complain. Obviously, we have things to complain about. Obviously, there are always going to be things to complain. I complain about games as well, or about the industry. There's always going to be things about complaining about the industry. If you feel like you have something to complain about, then complain about it. But but that's just. I'm just saying. Like we're a lot spoiled than we were back then. You know what I'm saying? So let us know about what you feel about today's gaming. Are we spoiled? Do you feel that we're treated equally as we were back then? I don't know how you would say that, but what opinions in the comments section, folks, and we'll for me and the rest of the guys from the crew at the HUD, I will see you later. I'm back with another video soon, guys. Hasta la vista.